This is the last try. If I don't get it, I'll get it. There we go. Uh, there, that's fine. Again. Alright, again. Alright, there we go. And then, oh, he's already dead. Wow. Holy cow, this combo. My god. Wow. Look at that. My god. Okay, so I want to first say that I'm sorry for not uploading for 2 weeks since I was working on my finals, so don't blame me. Anyway, you probably saw what this video is about since the title says Kenichi Bloodline Review. Before you start complaining about my pronunciation for Kenichi, Google pronounced it that way, which I'm going to show you right now.
Kenichi. Kenichi. Kenichi.
Anyway, so let's get into the video. Kenichi is a really overpowered bloodline. It requires no chi and no hand signs when you do the moves, which is quite useful. And this bloodline revolves around stamina and in ones. This bloodline has the most potential combo, and it's really overpowered, which in the beginning I showed you a little combo, and I'll show you the combo later on into the video. But before we do that little combo showing, before before I show you the combo, let's first move into the move set. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so you get a passively teleport, which is really useful, and you also get a triple teleport. Two teleports if you press X while you jump or run. And anyway, as you can see here, it has these extended N1s, which are really overpowered, and 60k damage. And you also got a Q spec, which does like the red blade or whatever you pronounce it, as shown as in the video. And I accidentally teleported ahead of it by accident. And you also got the C spec, which is really nice, serves like the first move. And then the first move is called Fist Style Dragon Strike. It has a 25 seconds cooldown, and it is required to use 4,000 stamina. And then you got the second move, it's called Fist Style Crane Demon. It has a 30 seconds cooldown, and finally the last move is called Fist Style Ultimate Tempo. It has a cooldown of 25 seconds, and it is required to use stamina of 4,500. And I also forgot to say, the second move is an OE move, and then now I just turned it into my C2 mode, and I'm going to showcase this. The N1s, the N1s is pretty much the same, and then the C spec, which is a little bit AOE, but does quite nice, and boosts up all your taijutsu moves, which is real nice, and that's pretty much I can think about it. And also the mode drop is 40 per second, same as the C1. And then you got the C mode, the second C mode, which gives you 3,200 Thai and HP 3,200. And I forgot to say the first mode, which gives you about, no, actually, zero chi, 0 none, and 3,000 Thai, 3,000 HP boost. And then stage 2, which I already told you guys about. So pretty much I covered the moveset. Now let's move into strategies. Kenichi is a really overpowered bloodline before, like I said before, maybe I say that, but I don't remember. And I think I said this, that it has the most combo potential because this bloodline is the definition of overpowerness. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the combo. As you just saw there, that was the most overpowered combo. And could be the most overpowered combo in this whole game. Even though me as Rock may has created a lot of broken combos, but this gotta be one of them, seriously. And the fact is that you don't need any other bloodline just to create such an overpowered combo. Think about that. This one bloodline that can already do 600k damage, which is really pathetic out of this one bloodline. And it's extremely overpowered. Kenichi has one of the most smoothest B&B combo, if I really consider it, to be honest. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the N1 for this bloodline. Kenichi has an extended N1, which is really useful. And if you do a full N1, which could do at least 60k damage, you should always use your N1 once you get your mode. It is one of the key thing of this bloodline, and it makes this bloodline really powerful because of its extended N1s. So once you get your mode, you can either decide if you want to go into C1 or C2. Well, I'm gonna talk about the perks of C1. Okay, so the first mode gives you a passive teleportation, which is really useful, and also at the same time is like sort of works like an auto dodge, and it's really useful since this bloodline doesn't has a dodge, but its stats boosts are a lot, I mean not a lot weaker, but just a little bit weaker than its second mode. The second mode removes your passively teleport, which does not allow you to passively teleport like how the first mode does, but you can still teleport by just pressing X. And it also have a stronger C spec than the first mode and more AoE. So now I'm going to talk about the first move and when you should use it. I wouldn't use the first move often but I will use it sometimes, but not really often since it doesn't have a stun afterwards, only if you toss your back toss Halloween, which is really useful. And there's a little tip that you can use is that you use, if you have Shiver, use Shock Style Lightning Blaze before you use the Fist Style Dragon Strike. Then, while you do that, you have the Lightning Blaze with the Fist Dragon Strike at the same time. And it could do some good damage, but I wouldn't really use it all the time since it doesn't do that much damage and sometimes people could just block it. But if you don't have Shiver, then use Fist Dragon Strike and quickly after the move is finished, quickly use Single Storm or Single Spirit Bomb. I also do recommend using is after you use your Dragon Strike, quickly use Back Toss, then Shiver Lightning Blaze, because Shiver is sort of a long range move. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the second move of Kenichi, which is really good. And also I want to talk about when you should use it. Okay, so the second move is an AoE move, which is pretty useful in situations if you are going against teamers. And after you perform the move, it gives you a double flip, which could be useful, and you also could triple flip if you actually press X again. Now you must be wondering, when should I use it? Well, when you should use it is when there's a bunch of people in front of you. And it is really useful when you use it. After all, it is an AoE move and does some nice good damage, which I will recommend to use it all the time when you get the chance of it. Now, let's move on to the third move. The third move of it is quite okay. It's actually pretty good. It's not okay, it's actually pretty good. It's really good. So this move is a little bit AoE move. The last hit is AoE, just a tiny little bit. So even if you miss it, your first hit, just try to get a confirm out of the last hit. And when should you use it? Almost every time you could. Once it's out of CD, use it. It's actually pretty good. And you could also use it for running if you want. So pretty much, I think that's all I can think about for strategies. In a way, there's not any big flaw with this Bloodline. It's actually really overpowered. So I do recommend getting this for sure, since it doesn't have a lot of flaws, to be honest. The only flaw with this Bloodline, you must have a really good stats for Taijutsu, because if you don't, then it will be useless, because this Bloodline revolves around Taijutsu. So if you have really high skill Taijutsu, you will do better with this Bloodline. So if you're a player that doesn't have like 6,000 minimum at 6,000 Kai, then I won't recommend using this Bloodline since you'll waste your stamina quite a lot. So pretty much this is all I can say, and that's all I can think about for the strategies. Let's move on to conclusion. This Bloodline is really overpowered, and I kind of think it needs a nerf or something to it. But I really think this Bloodline is really underrated, and I think more people should use it more often since it is actually a really good Bloodline. Pretty much, I'll wrap things up here. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe so others can watch this video. Well, pretty much that's it. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.